So the question here is, what is the perfectly competitive firm? What is it that makes it perfectly competitive? And essentially we think that there are 5 characteristics. The first being that these firms are price takers. They take the market price as given. Second, that there are, in this type of structure, many firms and consumers. Third, that firms are easily able to enter and exit the industry. This will become an important characteristic. What this means is that there's no restrictions on the firm. There's no restrictions on the firm entering or exiting. So there's no licensing requirements, there's no cost requirements or anything like that. Fourth, everyone knows everyone, and everyone knows everyone's prices. So there is perfect information among all the participants. And fifth, and importantly, they are all selling a homogeneous product, meaning that what they sell is exactly the same as everyone else's. What this means is that, let's take an agricultural product like corn. Now, it's not exactly perfectly competitive, but the idea is that you probably don't know or care who your corn comes from. And it's hard to distinguish it coming from one farmer versus another. So if that's the case, then we would imagine that there's an overall market for corn that exists, where there's a quite standard demand and supply curve that determines for us a price. Let's say that it's $1 for an ear of corn. Which then extends to, let's say, myself. Now what you'll see here is that I put a lowercase q here. This lowercase q is standing for the quantity of the individual farmer. And what it does is it creates a demand for me as an individual farmer, which is perfectly elastic. Which essentially means I can sell as little or as much as I want as long as I'm charging the market price. That demand equals my price, and it also equals my marginal revenue. And it's helpful to put both of these graphs side by side because it gives us an understanding of how the individual producer gets or takes their price from this kind of firm.